Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe wherever you are. Um, we are definitely under a sort of quarantine situation in Nashville. We're starting our second week of being required to stay at home by our city mayor. It's interesting times. I do hope that you got some relaxation in on your extended spring break. I know that it's been very stressful for a lot of you, and you are dealing with things much beyond your schoolwork. So I just want to reiterate that your health and safety for both you and your family is the most important thing right now. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an update of what we've got for the remainder of the semester, but if anything concerns you, or if at any moment you have worries or you're just feeling overwhelmed, please don't hesitate to reach out. And I'll do what I can to help, or I'll also be happy to help point you in the direction of some resources and initiatives that can help you make it through this time. So as far as I know at the moment, as we start after spring break, we are still doing grades. So that I will tell you if that changes or if I hear otherwise. So as I mentioned in my email with the updated syllabus, I'm wanting to try to create as much normalcy for you in this course, and we still have, a few assignments left that are related to the learning outcomes for the course. And so I don't want to shortchange you in any way, but I do want to provide a little bit of flexibility for you in terms of deadlines and the type of assignments that you're completing for the rest of the semester. So as I mentioned, the Excel assignment you now have until April 5th. So you've got one more week to finish that if you need it. And for those of you that have already submitted yours, I will go ahead and work on grading those this week. Your strategic plan assignment and the diversity discussions, which are those videos, have now been posted or have been postponed until April 12th is when you need to have both the strategic plan analysis paper and the diversity discussions in. And for the diversity discussions, if you can just reply to at least one of your classmates, that will be just fine. Next up, you will have a budget assignment that's due on April 19th. So about three or 4 weeks from now. And that is coming up in, I think, week 13. But I am going to open up on Canvas the next several weeks, rather than waiting 1 week at a time, just so you can, if you want to work ahead, you're welcome to, but please don't feel pressured to speed ahead. I just want to kind of set everything out for you so you've got time to see what's there and then work on the assignments and have everything you need to complete those assignments. After the budget assignment, you are going to have an option. So this is where I've sort of mixed things up a little bit. Several of you mentioned that you are unable, or you're concerned about being able to complete your difficult conversations paper. Although, you're welcome to try to do that over Zoom if you want to. It's definitely a different dynamic. And if you do end up doing a virtual conversation, then I would encourage you to sort of talk about that in your reflection as well. If you've already done that assignment, or you're prepared and you're able to still have that conversation safely, then you've got option one is to do the difficult conversation paper, which is worth 10 points. And then there's also an ethical dilemma post that is on the discussion boards that's going to be available, or worth 5 points. So option one, total of 15 points, is that difficult conversation paper and the ethical dilemma post. Option two, if you choose not to go option one, so option two is a 2 to 3 page paper on crisis management in libraries. To be honest, this wasn't a unit that we were going to talk about, but it felt like, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff as a manager over the last couple of weeks. And I know that you all have too, those of you that are managing or working in any kind of environment, library or otherwise, and having to kind of navigate these days. So I thought it might be interesting for you. It does not have to be about coronavirus, but examples could be, if you want to talk about disaster planning in libraries related to natural weather disasters, or some other options there. So that's your other option, and then that's worth 15 points. Both option 1 and option 2 would be due on May 3rd. And then finally, you've got the philosophy of management, which is your final paper, and that's going to be due that's not a paper. It's your kind of final project culmination, and that's going to be due on May 10th. You don't need to worry about that quite yet, but I will give you some more feedback on what that looks like as we go a little bit later into the semester. So that's a look at what we've got. This week coming up is facilities management, which I recognize is a little bit ironic since we're not in our physical library spaces anymore. But if you have any questions about the content, just let me know. Again, don't try to work ahead too far. Just take it a day at a time. And if you need anything, or again, if you're feeling overwhelmed, please reach out. And I hope you all stay very safe and healthy and take good care of each other.